Welcome back, everyone. A more fully operational video coverage of Worlds 2015. Tom Melucci and David Tietze here. This is game 2 of round 2 with Chris Tierdal Kowalski on the left playing Sith. And we have Zach Bunn on the right playing Smugglers and Spies. These are some unique IDs. How you doing today, David?
I'm doing outstanding, Tom. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. We're going to get right into this game. It looks like they're still drawing up, so that's good. Let's just start talking about the IDs. Sith and Smugglers, right? This is not the standard thing that we expected to see at Worlds. I'm gonna make a shocking guess that the Zach's light side deck is actually mostly Jedi. He tends to like the one ofs, so he's probably playing a couple Smuggler pods to synergize with his Jedi. But Sith from Chris, do you expect this to be mono?
No. Well, it's difficult to say. Navy's gotten so good after the Imperial Entanglements expansion. It's interesting that somebody would run a mono Sith deck, right, Tom?
Pretty sure you did. Yeah, I just saw a couple Navy cards, so
okay.
There's definitely some Navy in here.
Let's see some objectives, gentlemen.
All right, what do we got there on the left? Agent of the Emperor. So that is Mara Jade's objective.
Right.
Force Loyalty, which is Mr. Yulorn himself, and Brothers of the Sith. I've heard you're a big fan of that pod, David.
It's quite all right. I do like it.
What does Zach have?
Let's say he's got Gamer. He's got Watchers, which must mean he might have had another Smuggler that he pitched. And he's probably got Hero's Beginning there, giving him a little bit more edge count here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I don't think you ever want to start with Watchers, but in this position, you also don't want to start with 2 Smuggler objectives. So, all right. So Chris got a resource. He got Thrawn, and he's moving to the Force phase. Zach triggers Gamor and hits a Twi'lek. So Chris is able to take the Force. Flip over that Force coin, people. Flip it over.
It's still Jedi, apparently. Pitches a Cloud City operative.
Hey, he's got a resource, so we're keeping the resource game here even, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really see what's in his hand though, so
a nudge.
Got a nudge.
Going down to 0.
And a Wolfman.
Oh. Oh, Tom. Times are hard when you have to pay for Wolfman.
I do think that I saw Zach mulligan, so clearly this is not an optimal hand for Zach. But I think he needs to go for it. He needs to try to put damage on Enforced Loyalty before his objectives just start taking a bunch of damage.
And do you use Target's reaction here? Yeah.
Thrawn, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Thrawn's reaction, yeah.
So did Thrawn block and use his reaction? He had to have, right, to prevent the unopposed? Oh, there
I think
you
so.
go. Gammer hitting Yoda.
That'll win you a Force struggle.
He just went to flip the coin and noticed it was already on light side, so he's going to keep that.
And Force Loyalty does its thing.
It does.
Let's say he needs to clear one more token off that resource.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure I'll get caught here when he starts paying for stuff.
Zach has one resource open, and he does have a swindled, so that could
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. So when Chris plays Mara Jade
and her lightsaber.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that means that swindled is not going to be doing anything this turn.
Nope.
And
he's gonna go ahead and swing at Gammer. Of course, Mara's got the targeted strike.
He is swinging. I think that's right. I think you just go. If he blocks with the nudge, you just kill it. Like, you don't even need to win edge.
Yeah, and he just takes out the nudge, clicks up the dial, puts some damage on. Seems pretty good.
It's not a bad second turn for the dark side. Thrawn and Mara Jade. Ooh, he loses a Force Rejuvenation to Gammer.
Yeah, that's hard. You don't really care so much about the Twilight Loyalists, but the Reju, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, Zach's got another resource in hand, so that's good. He's going to keep accelerating that part of his game, and he got the Yoda from Gamera last turn, so you would expect that Yoda's going to come out and play.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, you called it.
Hey, look at that. Now,
and to trust your feelings on it.
there you go. So I was just gonna say, do you keep Yoda back so that you can win this force and have a defender against Mara? Because Zach does not have May the Force right now.
Well, I think
if you have trust your feelings, I think you go.
Yeah. The trust your feelings will definitely help out with that, especially with Thrawn's ability to just throw a focus token on something, and he's just going to take it right back off.
Yeah, I don't think you can afford to not attack in force this turn as well, because if you don't, the Gamma just gets even worse. So yeah, it looks like he did trigger Tarkin.
Mm-hmm.
He Zach edged a Wolfman, which means he's probably going to commit Yoda to bring that Wolfman back, and yeah, got that damage on enforced loyalty.
Yeah, and Zach's seeing exactly what he wants to see right now. Some black damage on board for the objectives that are there.
So I think I just saw Trust Your Feelings does not look to be focused right now, and it definitely just had a focus token on it. It looked like it bounced off the card when he was committing Yoda. That's clearly a mistake, but hopefully it doesn't impact this game too much.
Right.
Zach, Zach reminding him that the shield gets cleared off of Mara Jade on refresh.
It sure does.
So, what are we gonna get here? Oh,
Yularen.
Yularen comes out and clears enforced loyalty. That is brutal. Gonna have to deal with that again. And now, Chris has 8 damage on objectives already.
And these guys are moving pretty quick here, Tom.
Yeah,
these turns are going by pretty fast.
Their first game took about 40, 45 minutes. So, they're definitely trying to fit this one in, which is good. You need to try to fit it in, right? All right, so Yularen is going along the Gamma run. Do you block this? Well, I guess the big thing right now, right, is whether or not they remember that Trust Your Feelings should be focused. Because
if he blocks with Yoda and they don't remember, and he tries to Tarkin him, then
Yoda can. If he Thrawns him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If he Thrawns him, then it could potentially be dangerous. But it looks like he's going to block with Wolfman.
So now, does that make sense? Because you can't kill Yularen, and Yularen has a black blast, so.
Well, I think Zach's strategy here is not to kill Yularen, because if he does, then another Yularen can hit the board and wipe away more damage. So it's kind of nice to have Yularen survive.
But then just let him attack.
Right.
The difference between the one black blast and the unopposed, it only has 1 health left, so the unopposed doesn't really matter.
Right.
So it looks like Mara is going in. Yoda is going to defend this attack. So.
So he twisted a guard.
Twisted a royal guard, so that's good.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
So there it is. So Chris did use Thrawn on Yoda, and neither one of them remembered that that Trust Your Feelings should have been focused. So Yoda does get to refresh, and he kills Mara Jade. So that's unfortunate, because now Light Side keeps the Force, and they're able to damage some Force loyalty. So now Zach doesn't even have to worry about going and dealing with that, and he has an open board.
Well, and questionable contacts just hit the board, and he removed the damage from the Wolfman to put it on questionable contacts to damage Thrawn there as well.
Which could be a great reason for defending with that Wolfman, but there's no way you can predict that you're going to get your questionable contacts out.
Well, so. Especially as you alluded to earlier, where Zach likes to play 1-ups, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know for a fact that there's 8 1-ups in this deck, so, and I love it. That's how I
Ron?
that's how I ran my deck at Nationals this year. Lots of 1-ofs.
Yeah, Ron hitting the board here obviously is a good call. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, so do we think that should Yoda be going aggressive here? And I feel like you want to put another tactics down on Thrawn to keep him locked out. But Yoda's also the thing that's keeping control of the Force, right? And Yoda is a great defender. Oh, and enforced loyalty gets blown up. And Zach passes, so Yoda's going to sit back. I mean, Yoda as a defender, especially with Trust Your Feelings against Thrawn, he's great.
Yep.
And Chris here flips into Emperor's Web.
It looks like he lightninged Ron there.
Oh yeah, right after you draw the web, you get it for 2. I think that totally makes sense. And you don't want Thrawn protecting any kind of damage because you don't want Kuran protecting any kind of damage. His reaction is just brutal.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And of course,
looks like we have a Palpatine in hand. Gork pick.
Oh my gracious.
Rage.
Resources, though. Goodness, resources.
Yeah.
Oh, the big limiting factor in this one.
Yeah, he only has 3 resources, so I think his only playable unit is pick, which kind of sucks. You don't really want to pay for him, right?
Well, he's not a bad 2 cost, 2 health. Black gun, white tactics unit. I mean, is better than the Quadi security team, which I always consider the most average card in the game.
There's pick.
Yep.
Yeah, but he should be free, right? Oh, he does have a bureaucrat as well. That's from Sate's pod.
Right.
So that lets
that gives us a little bit more insight to what Chris is running here.
Now that lets you cancel a triggered ability off of an enhancement, right? So that can prevent
Trust Your Feelings. Yep, it sure can.
That could be pretty good. I think the best use of that guy is to prevent Xi'an training, which is great. Chris taking a look at the Zach's discard pile.
Of course, seeing that one of the Force Rejuves has been discarded from that earlier Gamma run. So.
He's probably just trying to figure out what sets Zach's playing because, like I said, he plays a lot of 1-ofs. I remember at Nationals I was playing against who was it? One of my opponents I was playing against him in my light side deck at Nationals had 8 1-ofs, and at one point he looked at me and he was just like, "How many 1-ofs are you playing?" All of them.
All of them. All of the good ones.
All of the good ones. And that's the beautiful thing about Jedi is they have that many good 1-ofs.
It was he swung with the bureaucrat at Hero's Beginning. Did an unopposed damage to it.
Is that right? I guess that's okay.
Well, he didn't block with Yoda, so. And Yularen looks like he's going to swing at questionable contacts, and Yoda's going to be a defender this time.
Yeah, I think especially on questionable contacts, you want to keep that thing healthy so you can use its reaction. You don't want to give him more damage.
Right.
Although, like you had said earlier, you also don't want to kill Yularen, and Yoda is gonna kill Yularen if, not if anything, no matter what, unless he seeds or something. Or I guess he could Thrawn and use the bureaucrat to prevent the Trust Your Feelings, but Chris doesn't want to do that. Chris wants that Yularen to be dead. Oh, we get another twist on this. Ooh, we twisted a Palpatine.
Well, that brings up another question. Does Zach really care about winning this edge battle? Would that twist have been better to served by waiting? Because if you take the damage,
you really don't want 2 unit damage on Yoda, do you?
Well, questionable contacts is about to clear one of them off, and you don't have pick with targeted strike, so
Force choke.
Force chokes are a definite possibility. That's for sure.
Force choke just kills them off before you can even get there.
Yeah.
All right, so Yoda.
It takes one of those to bamboozle up Yoda to pick.
He does that.
To keep the Force.
During the conflict? No, that's after the conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could have done it during the conflict.
And use another tactics.
He already had the force, right? Like,
Yeah. And then you could have tactics something again.
yeah.
And it's interesting that Chris didn't use the bureaucrat to try and disrupt maybe what Zach was trying to do there. But
I'm confused on why. Oh, I'm sorry. So Chris committed pick and triggered Age of the Empire because it is still undamaged.
right.
So he got to place a focus token on Yoda, but that just cleared off right away. So,
Mm-hmm.
What's the dial at? 5, I believe.
It's let's see. I think you're right. I think it's at 5. It looks like the Sheehan training just hit Yoda.
Yep, and that's why you want that bureaucrat in play, I would think.
And now you don't have to worry about that choke as much with C-3PO out.
This is unfortunate though, right? Like Chris just went into, Zach just went into conflict with 4 open resources, so he took out a second objective, but you have 4 open resources, or 4 open resources.
Mm-hmm.
He played a C-3PO as well, which is great against Sith, but
It looks like the Wolfmen were able to take out Webb that last turn there. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
I see a
Last Grand Admiral, I think.
I see another Yoda in Zach's hand and a Seed, so he probably didn't have a lot of options for things he could play.
So he's going to Mouse Droid. He's going to cancel it with C-3PO.
And I was going to say C-3PO could have gone in and got that unopposed on Agent, which would have turned off its ability, but C-3PO is also great for canceling mouse droids.
He sure is.
I think I just heard they just called time. I think they have 5 minutes left in the round, so
Okay.
This is probably why this game has been running at lightning speed.
Looks like there's a Vader in Chris's hand, which, sounds like a great idea right about now.
He has 5 resources, but it doesn't look like he has any force chokes, which is unfortunate. What are those? Is that force invisibility? That's from Gork's pod, right?
Well, actually, with the last Grand Admiral, I think he's got 6 resources, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, he's going to...
I did not notice that thing came out. That is true. Yeah, he has a control room as well. What's force invisibility do? That's from Gork's pod, right?
Yep, that's where when a unit is focused to strike as your opponent, as soon as that happens, basically it's like an interrupt. You get to play that card. It costs 2, and basically whatever unit you target cannot be targeted by the combat icons for the striking unit.
Oh, okay.
So
he has 2 of those in his hand. What's the cost on that?
It's 2.
2, okay. So he played Vader, which is interesting because I saw a control room in his hand. So he didn't play the control room, first of all, which seems interesting because you just want resources.
Absolutely.
But the way he paid for Vader, he left 1 Sith resource open, but both of those events in his hand cost 2. So I'm wondering if he's thinking he still has the web in play because the web got blown up last turn, right?
Right.
So if the web was still there, he could have played one of those with the Sith objective.
Yeah,
Do you think that you want to attack in this position? I mean, Yoda's sitting there with Trust Your Feelings and Sheehan training. The bureaucrat can cancel the Sheehan or the Trust Your Feelings, but not both.
Yeah, the only way I would consider doing that is if, you had Vader's lightsaber and he had targeted strike. And say you swung with something and Yoda blocks and you throw on him and then you sack the bureaucrat to keep Yoda locked down. Then you can swing with Vader and just get Yoda off the board. But once again, he's gotten 2 objectives. I think defense might be the right strategy here.
So Chris has an Imperial Fist in hand as well. So you would think that, but that's not going to influence his decision to attack because he has no damaged objectives right now.
Of course, the flaw with what I just said is that if Zach used Sheehan training, he would be able to reflect all that damage back on something. So I just now realized that. Yeah, the Imperial Fist, I don't know. I don't think you want to necessarily invite damage because, Zach obviously just needs one more objective. But I can see why this is such a difficult decision for Chris to wait here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised. I'm not seeing whatever it is that he's considering right now. He has two events in his hand that he can't play. He has a fate card that's not really relevant right now because he has no damaged objectives, and he has a
Mm-hmm.
control room. And I don't think the state of this board right now is in a position where he would want to attack. I feel like he really just needs to take the force, um, and needs to prevent one more objective from being blown up.
I think that's the right call. Knowing what he has in hand, for sure. It's not going to serve you anything by swinging in here, especially with everything you just stated. So
Yeah, so Chris is looking at Zach's discard pile again. He's probably trying to figure out his deck list still because 8 1-ups. It's not easy to peg when you have 9 different pods in your deck. It makes it very difficult for your opponent to figure out what you're doing.
well, we've seen the Cloud City Operative, so we can assume that the Falcon's in there. We've seen a couple Wolfmen, so Watcher's Obi, which also the objective is out. We got Han, the questionable contacts. We got Secret Yavin 4 with C3PO. May the Force be with you with Yoda. And Hero's Beginning popped out earlier, so I think we can kind of piece together.
And we've seen one Kuran.
We've seen one Kuran, so we know he's got the Kuran in there. So
there has to be a Luke in there. Did we see anything from Luke? Trust your feelings. Yeah.
Yep. Trust your feelings. So he's got core Luke for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So he's probably seen cards from everything. It's still a lot. It's still a lot harder to peg than just five 2-ofs, right? It's just.
And you call it he's going to take the force.
Yeah, it looks like he finally makes the decision not to attack here.
And he's going to turn off that Wolfman. Yeah.
Well, he commits Vader, triggers Agent, which double focuses that. Well, puts a second focus on that Wolfman.
Right.
Zach discards a resource and draws up. I can't see his hand, unfortunately.
If only they move the camera just a little bit to the right.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yep, we see a Yoda Yusi Yoda, Seeds. Maybe another Yoda Yusi Yoda. Doesn't look like he's got much to work with there.
Wait, what just happened? It looks like Zach just passed on his entire turn.
Oh my goodness, that was super fast. I can't even imagine what Chris's face must look like right now. Like what? He's passed on your turn? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the cards he drew, he has 2 fate cards, 2 Yoda Yusi Yodas. I saw a Make Your Own Luck and something else. He's shuffling them pretty quick, but he clearly did not pick up the answer he was looking for. With just Yoda and a Wolfman and a C-3PO, you cannot end this game right now. So I had said a while ago that they had called 5 minutes, so he was probably just trying to make sure that he gets one more turn.
Let's say he puts Sate on the table. Let's see what he gets back here.
You got to get back Palpy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to help you with edge. You obviously aren't going to be able to play him this turn, but it's a great edge card.
And Zach's played 2 twists at this point, so I mean, I know that he was running one Falcon, one Secret Yavin 4, so he has no more twists, but we're not sure if Chris has pinpointed that yet exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just called time, so.
Oh, wow. So Zach's got one more turn. We'll see if he's able to.
Looks like somebody's bumping into the camera. Camera's moving slightly.
Maybe we'll get it adjusted slightly, which would be outstanding.
So what else does Chris have in hand right now?
Well, we know he's got the Palpatine, right? And we know those 2 event cards for Picking Court set are sitting there. There we go.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Well, that's not better.
There. That's very pretty.
What happened? Wait, how did that focus just come off of the last Grand Admiral? That was double focus last turn.
Yes, it should be focused. I'm not really sure exactly how that happened.
Oh, that does look a lot. Oh my God! So Zach has 2 Yoda Usig Yodas and a Yoda in hand with the other Yoda in play. That is brutal.
So it's definitely not what you want when you're trying to end the game here.
Are you allowed to play Yoda Usig Yoda and just click up the dial and fail to find him? You can, right? Like if you want
Uh,
to just get those cards out of your hand. Like Zach
or give
needs to
Yoda
win
another
on his
gun or
next
something?
turn.
Right now, I think Zach is saying, please swing into me so I could just throw all of my cards into this edge stack and try again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You with Thrawn and Pick, and Sate, you have 4 tactics on the board.
Mhm.
Do you just attack with both, try to win edge, and like lock down? You can't even lock down the Yoda because he could trust one now this turn and trust one next turn.
Right.
So
No, I think you got to be defensive here. I think that's the right call
yeah, it
for you.
sounds like Chris just passed.
Make your own luck on Yoda, get another card out. Probably pitch one of those Yoda Usik Yodas that are doing him absolutely nothing. Yep.
Yeah.
Draw 2, and
Luke,
let's
I
see what he
saw I
gets.
saw Luke.
Oh, that will help significantly.
Handle is that a land? Oh, it's a land speeder.
Oh, yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
land speeder.
I can't. Wow. If you're going to get 2 cards from getting rid of 2 cards, I think those are 2 good ones to get.
Especially when you have exactly 7 resources. So like, is that enough?
I think, yeah, there's
I
a
mean,
bunch of bombs there. Everything at Agent.
it's enough that he has to go for it, right? Like,
Mhm.
so
So we got Yoda in hand to match up against the Emperor. We got a
is that
couple
a?
seeds.
No, I think that's a seeds and a protection. Those cards look so similar. They both have
Oh,
the
is it?
blue, but I think it's a seeds and a protection.
Okay.
So
Let's see what he does here.
it looks like everybody but the bureaucrat is defending, which I'm interested in why the decision on that would be. But Zach passed with edge 2 because he has 2 Wolfmen in play.
You don't think he's going to redirect here with the land speeder?
No, I don't think he cares. Chris realized that he had Brothers of the Sith, and he could have taken an action to search for a card, giving him more edge pips. But
Mm-hmm.
he already put a card in edge, and you can't take actions during an edge battle. So
Nope.
um,
This is it. This will be the fate of the game here
Zach
after time has been called.
Zach held back the Yoda. Oh, and he's all in.
Yeah.
If this is well, if there's a twist, he has the Wolfman.
Edge 2. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's see. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Lizzie's got 13, maybe?
I think Zach has the edge here. And it's a seeds and a protection. He seeds on Thrawn, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And he protects Luke, yeah.
Yep.
I could also see you protecting the land speeder, but like you probably want to attack with the land speeder first, resolve that
Right.
tactics. Yoda's safe with Shan training, and Luke is safe now with the shield.
Right.
Or maybe you do strike with Yoda. I guess he can just kill something, so
Maybe kill Vader.
he can kill something and tactic something else. So yeah, maybe that actually is better than the land speeder.
Kill Vader in tactics. Sate. Yeah.
Yep.
That seems like a good call.
And Pick's tactics is white, so that's,
Yeah.
I think Zach just pulled this off. That was a great move to just pass on an entire turn because he needed another turn, right? He needed the time to draw one more time.
Yep, and that is the game.
Yeah, Zach pulls it off.
And of course, since Chris didn't have any cards in hand, he didn't have to worry about the chain of command to take a focus off Thrawn, which, if that was missed, if the token came off, would have been an interesting play for Chris.
Yeah, for sure. Well, congrats to Zach. I believe he won game 1, so that's he swept that round. And that was a pretty good game.
I agree. Thanks for having me on, Tom.
Hey, thanks for joining us. This was great. And yeah, come back and check out round 3.
All right.